I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Christopher Stone. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm just hanging out and getting some things done.
That's wonderful. What part of the world are you in right now?
So I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, in the Midwest of the United States.
All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
You know what I like? I'm going to say imagination. Right,
Ooh.
I think great minds eventually find one another. And then I know we both share some podcasting as well, but imagination.
Yeah, I love it. So who did you learn the skill of imagination from?
So I think as a kid, raised by a single mom, and I was a latchkey kid. I had to take care of myself a little bit after school, so I had a lot of time to myself and kind of learned how to use my imagination.
Yeah, that's intriguing. It's the first time I've heard that term, a latchkey kid. It means that you got home, you had your own keys, and you got in, right? Is that what it means?
Yeah, that's the old term. Yes, sir.
I love it. Wow, love it. All right. So where did the imagination come in, and when did you realize, hey, I'm a pretty imaginative kind of kid?
I'm going to say I put my mind to a lot of things, skateboarding and BMXing, but I'll tell you what, it really took a turn in 2012, being a laid-off construction worker. I wanted more, and so I finally put my mind to it and started my own business. And then from there on, I've kind of started a lot of other businesses. I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur. I just kind of realized if you really want something and think about it enough, you can make anything happen.
Most definitely. Well, tell us a bit about the podcast, please.
Yeah, so a podcast that I just started with one of my good friends. He's an author and motivational speaker here in St. Louis named Michael Patrick Burke. So we had a lot of amazing friends share a lot of stories. And we said, you know what, we need to get these on the air. So we started the Humble Beginnings podcast, bringing stories of uncommon perseverance, because we always believe that everyone has an amazing story. Your story might not mean anything to you, but it could change another person's life. So we jumped in the podcasting circuit just in September of this year.
Hey, well, congratulations. Glad that you have joined the family, if you would.
The ever-growing family.
It's definitely growing. Well, I did get to listen to the podcast. Pretty amazing conversation, natural conversation. There was a past and CEO you had on, right? Pretty amazing content.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we have some new things coming here. Actually, starting this week, we're going to start putting out some great personal development stuff and just little snippets to get people through the week, and just keep moving forward.
Love it. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
One thing I've done, here's what I'll use. It's failing forward. So consistently over the last few years, failing forward. Just keep moving, just keep dreaming, and left foot, right foot, my friend, no matter what happens. Just keep it moving.
How does that make you feel, Christopher?
Unstoppable. Just keep it moving, make me feel unstoppable. I like to get things done and help other people, and in turn they help you. So
most definitely. Well, suggest to someone out there that's listening why they should stop feeling backward and start feeling forward.
Here's what I always say: lead by example, right? So if they can see you do something, it now becomes possible for them. And so at little else, it's kind of the why factor, right? I don't do what I do for me. I do it for other people. So I always suggest lead by example. You never know who's watching.
Amazing audience. You're hearing it live here from Christopher Stone. Again, he is the podcast host of the Humble Beginnings podcast. Do check that out. Amazing stuff going on there. Christopher, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine.
Okay.
Surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Christopher, what is your earliest childhood memory?
So I'll tell you, my earliest goes way back a little bit before I was 5. And my mom always shares this story with everyone about me out talking the shoe salesman when he was trying to fit me for shoes. And his wife came out and said, I've never heard anyone out talk my husband. That's kind of when I knew I was called to speak, if you will. Sometimes I talk a little too much, but that's one of my earliest memories of just knowing, I don't have an inside voice.
So you're just about before 5. Why do you think this memory is so clear? Or in fact, how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I'm just kind of loud and out there, and I've always been able to kind of help people and motivate people, right? So quickly, I dropped out in the 9th grade, never went to college. Like I said, my whole life's been failing forward. And then I became a speaker, and I like to motivate people. So I think that story kind of tells it all when I was a 3-year-old kid or, out talking to shoe salesmen. So I was just always kind of meant to speak, I guess.
That's intriguing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Absolutely. Love to hear it.
I love the idea that in order to feel forward, you knew you needed to have good shoes.
That's it. Because I'm always moving. You're absolutely right. I love that.
Yeah, he's the guy that's always moving. Christopher Stone. Yeah, he doesn't stop. He's feeling forward. Love it. If we fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
It's funny. I had to look up that genre today because I'm like, what year was that, right? Because you're always looking forward, never looking backwards. It was Cypress Hill. So a song called Insane in the Brain, right? That is what I was listening to when I was 12 years old. So it's a rap group. And I still like that song, but I don't listen to it as much as I used to.
Yeah, I'm glad that you listened to it one more time.
That's it.
I'm glad you did. Well, my friend, we've now arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Christopher?
Absolutely.
Christopher, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Everyone I meet. That's what I'll tell you. Everyone I meet.
Are you married?
I'm not as of yet.
Do you have children?
I do not have any. I would love to have some.
Do you believe in God?
More than ever.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Absolutely.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No. And if I do, documentaries.
All right. And what about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
That depends. It can be, I would go 50-50 on that one.
All right. Christopher, after having 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, came up with a workbook thereafter called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. And the idea is you answer questions similar to these to uncover and connect to your own unique real statement, if you would, your mission. If you, Christopher, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Christopher Stone, what would you say that is?
Using my imagination for personal transformation. It's in my podcast.
I love it. All connects, right? Full circle. Boomerang. All right, Christopher. Well, my friend, hey, before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would tell them to share their story, no matter what it is, with as many people as possible. That is your gift. People just don't realize that until it's too late, my friend.
Oh, I love it. And Christopher did bring his story right here on 12-Minute Convos. Love it. Christopher, thank you, my friend, for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you very much, my friend. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.